Chapter 10. Down on the Yard. I pulled my line in from Boxer's cell. Attached inside a brown lunch bag were 3 state razors. In the message to him asking for them, I let him know what we had to do by saying the yard was going down for a hot one. I rolled up my mattress to expose the sheet metal bunk for Damon and I to sit on to construct our weapons. We emptied 2 big pens and cut them down so they were 4 inches long with hollowed out cylinders. I said, stick 2 razors in your pen facing the same way. My razors were sticking out the open end a half an inch, and the cap for the pen fit over it and closed as if there wasn't something underneath. I watched Damon finish constructing his tool and remembered something. When I pulled off the cap, it would be nearly impossible to know which side the blades were facing, especially in the heat of the moment. I said, make sure you know which side is the cutting end. I used another pen to put a red dot on the outside of the cylinder facing the blade's edges. I put the cap back on, and with weapon concealed, I asked, should we stick these tools in our asses to take to yard? Damon saw me bend over and stick my hand behind my ass with the cut-down pen inches from my pants. I was joking, but Damon wasn't sure, or he acted along. He said, only if you think we'll get searched going to yard. Now that he mentioned it, I realized it was possible. I stood at the cell door and watched what it felt like. The guard in the tower tapped the microphone to alert the inmates to an announcement. Attention in the building! Bottom tier! Yard for the white and Asian inmates! Stand by! Cells started popping open down the tier below us. White and Asian inmates walked out of cells 2 at a time. The cells popped closer and closer to our cell until the last one opened beneath us. Garcia looked normal standing at the podium. He was watching inmates meet and greet in the middle of the building where they marched into the vestibule tunnel. It didn't look like anything unusual, but our cell never opened. The vestibule door shrieked and closed behind the last inmate and the building got quiet. Damon said what I was wondering. Mark couldn't get Hart to open us up. I said, it's coming. There was a possibility that Hart wasn't working, or he wasn't going to give us the ability to maneuver him around like he was with us. 5 minutes later, our cell popped open. With adrenaline surging through my veins, the door slid on rollers right in front of me. I pulled it the rest of the way open and stepped out. Boxer was standing at his cell door as usual. A weird thought took me captive. What if Daniel Dennings didn't come to yard for some reason? I put my back to the wall next to Boxer's cell and whispered some of my fears. We have someone who molested a child 44 times. If he comes out this morning, we're getting him. Boxer said, hey Holmes, make sure you get away with it. I tapped on his door with my knuckles in response and walked down the tier. We exited the vestibule tunnel into the 110-degree desert heat.